Arsenal have reached a definitive decision regarding their long-standing interest in Mateus Fernandes, with the club opting against pursuing a summer move for the highly rated West Ham United midfielder. After conducting extensive internal discussions and evaluating potential transfer targets across Europe, the North London club have concluded that West Ham's £80 million valuation represents poor value in the current market. While Fernandes remains a player admired by key figures within Arsenal's recruitment department, the financial demands associated with any potential deal have ultimately convinced the club to withdraw from the race. The Gunners have spent considerable time assessing their options ahead of another important campaign, with midfield reinforcements initially viewed as one of several areas that could be strengthened during the transfer window. Fernandes emerged as a player of interest following a series of impressive performances that showcased his composure in possession, technical quality, and ability to influence matches from central areas. His development has not gone unnoticed across the Premier League, and Arsenal were among the clubs keeping a close watch on his progress. Despite the admiration for the player, Arsenal's hierarchy have remained disciplined in their approach to recruitment. The club's recent transfer strategy has been built around identifying elite talent, while ensuring that transfer fees align with their long-term financial planning. Although Fernandes possesses many of the attributes Arteta values in a midfielder, Arsenal officials reportedly believe that an £80 million investment would not represent an efficient use of resources, especially given the club's broader objectives this summer. West Ham's stance throughout the process has been unwavering. The London club view Fernandes as one of the cornerstones of their project and have no intention of facilitating an easy departure. Sources close to the situation indicate that West Ham established the £80 million valuation not only because of the player's current ability, but also because of his significant potential for further development. Club executives are understood to believe that Fernandes could become one of the Premier League's standout midfielders over the coming years. Arsenal's recruitment team carried out a detailed analysis of Fernandes' performances, examining both statistical data and live scouting reports. The assessments highlighted a player capable of operating in multiple midfield roles, while contributing both defensively and offensively. His tactical intelligence, energy levels, and comfort under pressure were all viewed positively by Arsenal's analysts. However, those strengths alone were not enough to justify meeting West Ham's substantial financial demands. Internally, there was recognition that signing Fernandes would require a major commitment that could affect Arsenal's ability to strengthen other positions. Arteta and sporting director Andrea Berta have been working closely to ensure the squad continues to evolve without compromising financial flexibility. As a result, the club have prioritized value and sustainability over emotional or reactive spending decisions. The decision to move away from Fernandes reflects a broader philosophy that has helped Arsenal re-establish themselves among England's elite clubs. In recent years, the Gunners have become increasingly selective in the transfer market, refusing to engage in bidding wars or overpay for targets. Club executives believe that maintaining this discipline is essential if Arsenal are to remain competitive both domestically and in Europe over the long term. While Fernandes undoubtedly possesses the talent to thrive at a club of Arsenal's stature, there is a growing belief within the Emirates hierarchy that the transfer market currently offers alternatives capable of delivering similar impact at a significantly lower cost. The club's scouting network has identified several midfielders across Europe who fit the desired profile and may represent more financially viable opportunities. Arteta's admiration for technically gifted midfielders is well documented. Throughout his tenure, the Spanish coach has sought players capable of controlling possession, dictating tempo, and contributing in all phases of the game. Fernandes appears to possess many of those qualities, which explains why Arsenal maintained interest for an extended period. Yet admiration does not always translate into a transfer, particularly when economic realities become a major factor. The financial implications of modern transfers have become increasingly important for clubs operating at the highest level. Although Arsenal are willing to invest heavily when they believe a player can significantly improve the squad, every major signing must satisfy strict internal benchmarks. In Fernandes' case, decision-makers reportedly felt that the overall package would exceed acceptable limits. West Ham's confidence in their valuation stems partly from the player's age and room for growth. Club officials believe Fernandes has yet to reach his peak and could develop into one of Europe's premier midfield operators. That belief has strengthened their negotiating position and allowed them to resist pressure from interested clubs. For Arsenal, however, potential alone cannot justify an £80 million expenditure. The club's transfer committee evaluates numerous factors before approving major deals, including expected performance levels, squad needs, resale value, and opportunity cost. When all variables were considered, Fernandes was ultimately deemed too expensive relative to other available options. The decision is unlikely to diminish Arsenal's respect for the player. Sources suggest that club scouts will continue monitoring Fernandes' progress in the coming seasons, particularly as circumstances change regarding his valuation. Football transfers are often shaped by timing, and future opportunities cannot be entirely ruled out. Supporters may be disappointed to learn that Arsenal have ended their pursuit, particularly given the excitement generated by reports linking the midfielder with a move to the Emirates stadium. Nevertheless, many fans will also appreciate the club's refusal to spend beyond what they consider reasonable market value. Arsenal's recent successes in recruitment have largely been built on careful planning rather than impulse decisions. The arrivals of several key first-team players in recent years were the result of months of scouting, negotiation, and strategic assessment. Club officials are keen to maintain that approach rather than abandon it for a deal they view as overpriced. The growing competition at the top of the Premier League has placed greater emphasis on intelligent squad building. Every transfer carries significant financial consequences, and clubs must ensure resources are allocated efficiently. Arsenal's withdrawal from negotiations for Fernandes demonstrates their determination to remain disciplined despite external pressure. Within West Ham, there is no concern regarding Arsenal's decision. The Hammers remain fully committed to retaining Fernandes and are prepared to continue building their midfield around him. Losing interest from one club does not significantly alter their position, especially when they were never actively seeking to sell. There is also a belief within West Ham that Fernandes' value could increase further if he continues his upward trajectory. Strong performances in the Premier League would likely attract additional interest from elite clubs across Europe, potentially strengthening the club's bargaining position in future windows. Arsenal's focus will now shift toward alternative targets. Recruitment staff have spent months preparing contingency plans, ensuring the club is not dependent on any single transfer. This proactive strategy allows decision-makers to move quickly when opportunities arise elsewhere in the market. The club's ability to walk away from expensive negotiations is increasingly viewed as a sign of maturity. In previous eras, Arsenal may have faced criticism for missing out on high-profile targets. Today, many observers regard such decisions as evidence of a well-structured football operation. Arteta remains determined to enhance his squad before the transfer window closes. Although Fernandes is no longer under consideration, Arsenal continue to explore opportunities that align with their sporting and financial objectives. The manager is confident suitable reinforcements can still be secured. Sources suggest Arsenal's midfield planning extends beyond immediate needs. The club are considering how the squad may evolve over the next several years, meaning every transfer must fit into a broader strategic framework. This long-term perspective played a role in the decision regarding Fernandes. The £80 million valuation was reportedly discussed extensively during internal meetings. While there was agreement that Fernandes is a talented footballer, there was also consensus that the figure exceeded his current market worth. That assessment ultimately proved decisive. West Ham's refusal to lower their demands left little room for meaningful negotiations. Arsenal made it clear they would not engage in a prolonged pursuit unless there was a significant change in valuation. No such change materialized, leading to the club's final decision. The situation highlights the challenges facing clubs in today's transfer market. Prices for emerging talents continue to rise, forcing recruitment teams to make increasingly difficult judgments regarding value. Arsenal's handling of the Fernandes situation reflects those realities. Although Fernandes will remain at West Ham for the foreseeable future, his performances will continue to attract attention. The midfielder has established himself as one of the league's most promising talents and remains highly regarded across the football community. Arsenal supporters can expect further transfer activity in the coming weeks. The club remain active behind the scenes and are assessing multiple targets capable of strengthening the squad ahead of another demanding season. For now, however, Fernandes' name has effectively been removed from Arsenal's shortlist. The club's recruitment team has reached a clear conclusion that the numbers involved simply do not make sense. That decision is consistent with Arsenal's broader efforts to create a sustainable model capable of delivering success over many years. Responsible spending remains a core principle, even when attractive players become available. The coming months will reveal whether Arsenal's judgment proves correct. Transfer decisions are often scrutinized heavily, particularly when linked players continue to perform at a high level elsewhere. Should Fernandes enjoy another outstanding campaign, questions may inevitably arise regarding Arsenal's choice to step away. Yet the club remain confident that discipline and patience will serve them better than overspending. West Ham, meanwhile, can take encouragement from the level of interest shown in one of their most important players. Arsenal's pursuit alone serves as evidence of Fernandes' growing reputation within elite football circles. The midfielder himself is understood to be focused entirely on his football, and is not allowing transfer speculation to distract him from preparations for the new season. Those close to the player insist his priority remains performing at the highest possible level. At Arsenal, there is satisfaction that a clear decision has been made early enough to allow resources to be redirected elsewhere. The club are determined to avoid lengthy sagas that consume valuable time and attention during crucial periods of the window. The emphasis now is on identifying players who offer the right balance between quality, potential, and affordability. Arsenal believe that balance is essential if they are to continue progressing under Arteta's leadership. Fernandes may have been an appealing option, but he was never viewed as the only solution. The extensive work undertaken by Arsenal's scouting department ensures alternative pathways remain available. As the transfer window continues, attention will inevitably turn toward those alternative targets. Arsenal supporters will be eager to see how the club responds after ending their interest in one of the market's most talked about midfielders. What remains clear is that Arsenal were unwilling to compromise their principles. The club's leadership believes sustainable success requires difficult decisions, even when that means walking away from talented players. In the highly competitive environment of modern football, such discipline can often be the difference between short-term excitement and long-term stability. Arsenal appear determined to prioritize the latter. The Fernandes case serves as another example of the evolving transfer strategy being implemented at the Emirates Stadium. Every signing must deliver value both on and off the pitch. That philosophy has already contributed to significant progress in recent seasons, helping Arsenal establish themselves as genuine contenders for major honors once again. By declining to meet West Ham's demands, Arsenal have sent a message that they will not be pressured into paying inflated fees, regardless of the player's reputation or potential. The decision may not generate headlines as dramatic as a blockbuster signing, but within the club, it is regarded as an important demonstration of strategic consistency. Ultimately, Arsenal's pursuit of Mateus Fernandes has come to an end not because of doubts about the player's talent, but because of concerns regarding value for money. West Ham's £80 million valuation was viewed as excessive by key decision-makers, leading the club to withdraw their interest and focus on alternative opportunities. With the transfer window still offering plenty of possibilities, Arsenal remain optimistic about strengthening their squad in a manner that aligns with both their ambitions and financial principles. For Fernandes, the immediate future appears set to remain at West Ham, where he will continue his development and attempt to justify the faith his club have placed in him. For Arsenal, the search for reinforcements continues, but one thing is certain: they will not be paying £80 million to bring Mateus Fernandes to North London this summer.